G'day guys, I'm Jotrain and welcome back to Scrap Mechanic, and today I'm joined with special guest ProneTurnip as he's going to be taking us through this amazing map. And this was built as part of Contest 31, which was Passenger and Industrial Station contest in X's Scrap Rail Yard Discord, and ProneTurnip was one of the builders for this. And we also have, you have to help me with these names here, Bruno, Alexio.
Sounds about right.
We have Atomic and Smaragd.
Is it Smaragd?
Smaragd 512. Quite the interesting name there. And congratulations on first place, even though you're the only submission for this. No one else submitted for this contest, so it automatically makes you a first place by default. So yeah, this is the Battersea Power Station, which was built in London in the 1930s, and you might recognize this as this was used as the cover of Animals by Pink Floyd. But in the real life building, there's this four chimneys, where in here there's only the two.
Yeah, so this represents stage A of the power station, which was built in the 1930s, and then there was another section which is the mirror image of stage A, built next to it, and that was completed in the 1950s, I think.
Okay, well there you go. Where do we start off? There's a lot here to show off, so
we can start with this building.
I think it's probably better to just stay on the ground instead of just flying around everywhere.
So in this sort of dockside scene, we've got all of the rolling stock that was built for this submission on display. So here we've got the COF 2 by Atomic, and I helped him build this because he's never used the block editor before, and so this is the main locomotive for this submission.
Okay. So what difference does it make using the block editor than it does using the whirl tool?
It's really convenient because you can just left click on any object and then just move it however you like.
Oh, okay. I have to try to figure out how to use it because I've never ended up using that block editor to build stuff.
Yeah, this is, I find it way more convenient than the glitch roller part.
Obviously, we're not here to show off how to use the block editor.
No, but the other rolling stock that we've got is EANOS, and that's just an open wagon for coal.
Okay, so we can actually try like driving this around. I reckon that would be a good idea. Like, make it more interesting. Like, oh, this is quite a fast little thing.
Pretty fast.
Oh wow!
I added the engines to it. He originally had it thruster powered, but I added engines to make it more powerful.
Yeah, and they're electric engines as well, I'm guessing.
Yep.
They could.
So there you go.
Push that in here. And this is where this would rotate.
Yeah.
Well, it'll tip it over. Yeah.
This is Bruno's build. This tipper station. It's really cool. So
I'm assuming it doesn't actually tip, does it?
No, we decided that would be way too laggy.
Yeah, that's usually how it's like. Oh, there's even the underneath as well on here. We can actually go under here. Oh, and you've even modeled like the wheels that would rotate it here. And then the coal would be collected over on this right side.
Yeah, and then you can use your imagination because there's not really too much underground in Scrap Mechanic, but this would then take it underground to the coal storage outside. Let me cross the tracks.
Yeah, I've kind of like pushed it in the middle, in the way. Okay, so here's like where the coal would be.
And then me and him both built the external structure of it. We chose to build this power station in particular because like the buildings are so pretty crazy how they used to decorate these old industrial buildings.
And it looks fairly simple as well, like just big rectangular structure.
Yeah.
Well, at least that one in the distance there.
Next I can show you the enormous coal storage here. So this is entirely made out of tile.
Yeah, they're all the terrain height.
Yeah.
So how did you manage to line it up?
Yeah, so every one unit in the tile editor represents 4 blocks. So you can use that, but ultimately the tile editor is so difficult to use for me. It's more or less just trial and error.
Yeah. Usually when people build tiles in Scrap Mechanic, they usually build it like entirely in the tile builder. like with train track worlds and that. And it's interesting that you've used a combination of both the tile editor and also using these track pieces as well, like the modded track.
Yeah, I should talk about these actually. These are from the PKP mod, if you want to use these. And we also use the spaghetti system for the turns, and they're actually really useful and really good.
One thing I have noticed about this isn't like a fault on anyone building it, but like these assets or the parts, they don't have normal maps or like bump maps on it. Like, you know, on the ballast here, you usually have like the lighting detail, or like it looks like it's bumping out of the ground, but because it's just like diffuse texture, I'm imagining it's just flat.
Yeah, I've never made a mod in this game before, so I don't know.
Yeah. But that's obviously not the fault of your real road. Yeah, just like making it look more detailed, having normal maps. That's just like a 3D modeling thing you have to worry about anyways.
So we've got the Gantry Crane here for distributing the coal throughout the storage, and that was mainly built by Bruno as well.
We don't talk about Bruno.
And yeah, this is I'm really pleased with how this ended up coming out.
That's such a small crane. Like the claw, is that supposed to pick up all that coal? To put it in the barge?
Yeah.
That tiny little thing.
It's a bit small, I guess.
Oh, wait, is the does the barges, they unload the coal to here?
Yeah, so you see these,
yeah, you see what these claws here. Oh, this one even has coal in it.
These cranes over here are much bigger, so they can lift the coal out of the barges quickly, put them in the hopper, and then they can get sent throughout the conveyor belt network.
Here. Although this one just ends on the staircase.
Yeah, we had originally staircases in all these towers, and then we realised that we need some way for the coal to get up.
Yeah, you couldn't fit the conveyor belt and the staircase both in it.
We didn't factor that in, so you just have to use your imagination.
Yeah.
Right, so now we've seen all of that. The next thing is probably the main building itself.
So I haven't actually explored inside of here. There's actually interior in here.
Yeah, it's not the whole thing, because there's not very many pictures of the interior that we can find. So we've done the Turbine Hall and the control room. So I can show you that. Down here is sort of the main entrance, and you've got the entrance for trains and the entrance for pedestrians. If we go down here where the trains would go, this will take you to the bottom. It's really grand for no reason, but yeah, that's just made up.
So it's underground. What was that?
Yeah, so it's like slightly underground here, so I had to cut out a bit of the tile to make this work.
But that's like improvise. Like you didn't really know if it was going underground or not in real life.
Yeah, we didn't know.
You didn't know
because we built the interior and the exterior separately. Yeah. We just thought, well, they'll be the same measurements, but it turns out the interior was taller, so it ended up going underground.
So you've got this generator-looking thing. That's what that is.
So. These big cylinders down here, I think they are the condensers for the steam that goes into the turbines. So that just recovers all the water, so that it can be used again. And then I guess we'll go up through the pedestrian entrance now as well.
In the warehouse. The sign says warehouse on it. Unless you don't have a power station sign in Scrum account.
Nope.
Are these elevators? On that?
They're just decorate.
Yeah, they're like just for aesthetic design.
But yeah.
That's still cool that you even had like this interior model on here.
So this is the upstairs of the turbine hall. So there's 3 turbines in here. These are also made by Bruno because he made a lot of the machinery for this. And so this is where the workers will be going around. You can see the instruments and desks and stuff. Like,
I'm just completely unfamiliar with any of this. It just all looks like big industrial machine.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
Because before building this, I kind of didn't really know how any of this worked.
Yeah, I'm assuming this is like all accurate, and like if this was in real life, all this would actually have a reason, like not just for aesthetic.
Although quite a lot of the stuff in here is well decorated because that's just what they did at the time, was they decorated this stuff. But
yeah, the factories, even the interior is all decorated. It kind of has a style of those, like there's like an American railway station design, like
yeah, sort of Art Deco.
Yeah, Art Deco.
That was really why we sort of chose to build this, or why I chose to build this, and all the other people joined the group.
Yeah.
But
it's a shame there isn't an easy way to upload this onto the workshop.
No, there's not.
Because yeah, if you could do that, it would be probably right on the top there. But obviously with how it's made, like with using a tile map part and the building being its own blueprint, it all has to be done separately. People can't really appreciate this very conveniently, but that's what this video is for. Obviously,
it's a bit of a shame.
Yeah, obviously it's a lot of work, and it's a shame for it to not have like the recognition it deserves. So it's a good thing I'm making this video.
It's part of the problem is that you can't spawn blueprints bigger than 2 megabytes, and so this room that we're in alone, this is bigger than 2 megabytes. So
yeah, and I can imagine even like when you spawn it, it's gonna take like the loading times are gonna be very long. Anyways, let's continue.
Right. So we can also go through here. Takes you into the sort of more administration part of the building, I guess.
Okay, this is
so we've got a couple of offices.
Cozy place here with all the couches, the lounges, all here.
And then down this super long corridor, another one of the more iconic rooms in the building.
It's just kind of weird, like going through like a place that's kind of like a living room, and then you just open the door. There's just a super long corridor through the door.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have a more fleshed out interior on this building. It's not enough reference material.
This is really crazy though, like what you've got so far. Like even just looking at this, like looking at it all glitch welded like that, it looks like when at a distance it looks like modded parts. Like especially with these gauges on there, that's really creative. Like glitch welding a bunch of valves like that.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, that's what you did?
Well, this is another one that's both me and Bruno were working on this.
Like, even my stuff is not as like detailed as this. Like, with all like glitch welding. That must have been a pain to... Well, I guess you did have like that block editor mod, which will make things easier. But I know when I was using like... Because we only had the glitch weld tool back in the day. It all had to be like in the same... You can only have... You have to do it like one part by one when you're glitch welding it in the same block. Because you can't have... one part like glitch weld. Anyways, that's enough of that tangent.
But yeah, this is one of the more iconic rooms in the building. This is Control Room A, because there's a lot more pictures of this one because of how ornate the room is.
More used in like popular culture?
So I don't know if you know about the building in real life, but in real life they've sort of developed it into a bit of a shopping mall / block of flats kind of thing.
This is a shopping. Who turns a power station into a shopping mall? What kind of places have a shopping mall?
Kind of a crazy idea, but
whatever gives you tourists, I guess.
This room's been preserved on the real life one because it's like listed or something.
That's crazy. Just the fact that a power station gets preserved just because of like how ornate they built it. Like you wouldn't have like power stations nowadays. People wouldn't think, oh wow, maybe this is such a cool looking building. Maybe we should like preserve this. You don't have people thinking that nowadays. Like definitely an unconventional building to have being preserved.
Definitely. So that's pretty much it for the main building.
Is there an upstairs to this?
Doesn't
go anywhere. Okay. Like I go up the stairs and there's just a black blocks on the ceiling, like the void.
So other than that, there's just some outbuildings like this storage shed. We've got a couple of what they call transformers over here, the step-up transformers or whatever. I don't really know how they work at all. So
yeah, I'm on the same page as you. So I always just look at all the pretty wires. It's all just like wires connected to the electronic boxes. Obviously, in real life, you would probably not want to go up on here because you'll get electrocuted.
The scrap mechanic character is electric shockproof.
Well, there isn't any electricity. Well, I guess the electric engine means there's electricity, but apart from that, there's no exposed electric wires in this game.
These pylons are something that I built. And I was looking for like reference material online, and I thought, oh, nobody would have uploaded reference material of some electric pylon from the UK. But apparently, there's like electricity pylon spotters that are like.
Yeah, that's crazy. What kind of cultures there are like there's. I even know people who are like exit sign enthusiasts who take pictures of exit signs, and even though they don't do anything, at least like trains, they move and stuff. Are you familiar with Derail Valley?
I've seen it before. I
But
don't
you
have
haven't played it. This would be a great map to have like a be in Derailed Valley just to like shunt wagons around. Like if you ever played the game, you have these shunting paths. You got to like unload or load wagons and put them in places and like connect up a bunch of wagons to form like a consist and that. And this would be a cool map to do that. This is because it's a, kind of the thing you have in Derailed Valley, like very similar setting. Well, this is cool. There's a three-way switch mechanism.
Yeah, so these were all these switches and crossings. They were all prefab from the workshop.
Wait, can we drive a train on it?
Yeah, you can.
There's the red one here. I wonder where I've seen this one before.
So this three-way point is DRLP by Mr. Cat Voxel on the Steam Workshop.
Mr. Cat Box.
Mr. Cat Voxel.
Cat Voxel. Isn't that the coincidence? But anyways, we'll just drive this locomotive down to the crossover here. I'm on Physics 8, and this is like on 30 FPS, just about. I'm at.
Yeah, so if you don't have any of the locomotives or anything spawned, this thing runs perfectly fine on advanced physics because there's just no bearings or anything. Right, yeah. So
don't these crossovers use bearings?
I'm not sure how they work, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm just driving this. It's really smooth going over this crossover here. There's a bit of bouncing, but there's always going to be that.
This three-way switch has got 4 bearings on it, so not very many.
I've never would have thought like doing a three-way switch would be possible. It's mechanic, especially having it look realistic like this. Because you don't often see three-way switches, like even on railways in real life. You usually just have like 2 that are like close to each other, like one further than the other.
Yeah, that's how it works in real life, and this is obviously not based on the real life layout. I just tried to make it quite a compact layout, but there's still a lot of stuff to do if you're playing on the world.
Could I ask, like, what's up with this? I'm guessing this track is on, like, there's this crossover bit, but it just ends?
Yeah, this was meant to be the where the trains come in.
Okay, from like the
meant to link to the main line.
Main line.
If you look at the where this track's actually going to end up going, there's kind of not very much space for it to go, but
yeah,
that's another occasion where you have to use your imagination, I suppose.
I mean, even what you got so far is pretty impressive already. Like, you don't have to go through the effort of doing, like, adding a train line that connects to the main line, a train track to the main line. Yeah, well, let's just drive around for the end part if you want to hop in.
Let me get a toilet out. Where are we?
Who doesn't like seeing just trains driving around, especially in a game like this, which wasn't intended for making trains either. Another thing I like about it is all 5 view.
Oh yeah. So
is that accurate as well?
A lot of people use 5U standard gauge on the on the Discord server.
Just because it's more to scale with the player character. That's what I also use 5U for my Train World Survival series. Although in that circumstance, having those 1x1 pegs can often like get dislodged from the track. So I think maybe like having those bigger 3x3 wheels and having a 7U would be preferable in that instance. But in a situation like this where all the tracks are all parts that are part of the ground, it works really well.
It's really good actually that we use 5U, because that means that we can use these cat voxel tracks.
Yeah, they look really, really nice.
But these are only available in 5U, 3U, and 2U, I think. So
I mean, if you want to use 7U, you've got X's very popular mod there. I'm just gonna do some shunting. How do these couplers work on here?
It's just parts, and you just add a bearing and an elbow, a small joint. Like, I think these are table supports.
I guess it looks more. They look more like chain and buffer and chain couplers. Oh, that's why you made it like that.
Because they look more like chain links.
Yeah.
Whereas in other countries they use big knuckle.
They have knuckle couplers. In Australia, when I'm from, back in the day in Australia, they also used knuckle and chain. Oh no, sorry, buffer and chain couplers. But now we have like knuckle couplers, like in the US. That's the one I use, like have something like that and putting 2 together. So that it kind of looks realistic, and then if you want to disconnect it, just delete both those parts and it'll disconnect. Anyways, this would be great if for a hide and seek map. You know, when you have the multiplayer Monday crew, Scrapman and Khan and Cosmo, they do those hide and seek maps. That if you could like make this into like a hide and seek map somehow, like have it in the challenge builder.
I don't know. Can you port them between different game modes?
That
one.
If you do some file editing, maybe, because you can access the files for the challenge mode map, but I don't know how feasible that would be. Oh, these barges actually disconnect as well.
Yeah.
Oh wow, so these actually drive.
Right, cool.
Yeah, but if you wanted to get this map have more popularity, that's another thing you can do, having being a challenge as well.
Yeah.
This drives really smooth. Oh, what does 4 do? That's reverse, is it? 5 is light, 6 is more light. Is 7 a horn?
Yeah.
Oh, you just use like the actual horn heat. You didn't use like a codebot head or something. This is really maneuverable. That's crazy. You've even made the barges move. I would have thought, just have it be static. You could. Is this uploaded onto the workshop?
No, it's not. I might do though.
Yeah, I reckon that would be a good thing to upload, or like have two versions of it. Have one with an empty one like this, and have one with coal.
Well, this is all kept stable due to a gyroscope because the boats in this game really don't work very well.
Oh, these have a gyroscope in it. There is a method to make the boats float more stably. If you do like a checkerboard pattern if you alternate between bubble blocks and maybe like wood 3, it can actually that can be a way to make the boat more stable.
I also find that there's a difference in the buoyancy depending on whether you spawn it underwater and let it float up, or spawn it above the water and let it sink into the water. It's kind of
is it
really weird.
Which one's more preferable?
I think if you spawn it above the water and let it sink in, but this thing mainly uses thrusters to float, so...
Oh, so I can see there's thrusters like lifting it up. So it's like a hovercraft, basically.
Yeah.
That's like one of the strange things with water physics and scrap mechanic, is it's not really water, it's more like floating, but on just like instead of it going up and down, it's just on the one dimension.
Right. Are you ready? I've added some cargo to
a very explosive cargo.
It would be a shame if someone were to go like that.
Oh no. Furicast.
Oh my god, look at the back end.
I'm still in it, right? Yeah, it was just we're transporting some crude oil, and yeah, things didn't end up too well. Very crude oil. What else is explosive?
Firework.
Petroleum. And I'm sinking now. This is the Titanic.
I'm stuck in it.
Yeah.
Oh god.
At least we can get the block editor out so we just fly. There we go.
Yeah, you have to be above the water.
Yeah, you have to be above the water to fly. Oh, that's kind of weird.
It's because it uses the swimming state.
Yeah, I can see that. When you move, you're just swimming in the air.
Might build some more stuff in the future, but
it'd be a good idea if you could build like a rail yard, or in challenge mode, and also have it be like a hide and seek map. That'd be a good idea.
That would be pretty cool.
Looking at it from above, this gives me Derail Valley vibes, like having like all these different sidings here, and like you usually have like signposts that say like what number it is, and like import or something like that. Or you've even got a watering
this is for steam
locomotives. You've got a coal dispenser dropper there, and the watering tower here.
So yeah, this is we tried to make it have some fun gameplay with the trains, so you can, if you've got a steam locomotive.
Too bad that there isn't actually the functionality for that in Scrap Mechanic.
Just imagination.
If only there was a game like Scrap Mechanic, but like more focused on building trains. Like a game in which you can like build trains like block by block, like in Scrap Mechanic, but you actually have like reasons for them like to build it, like to like logistics sort of thing.
I'm sure somebody will mod something in, when Survival Chapter 2 or whatever comes in, somebody's probably going to make a custom game mode for it. Imagine that. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, that's why when my train world, I just had to build everything block by block, because I don't know how to mod stuff in survival. But that's definitely something
I
that's
don't know how he
feasible.
had the patience for that. That was impressive project. That was.
Yeah, definitely not feasible in a regular Scrap Mechanic survival like gameplay, because you would never do that. You'd just build trucks instead, because you instead of getting all the materials to build rails. But anyways,
Scrap Mechanic is so car-centric. Terrible for the environment. Everybody stop playing immediately.
Boycott the game. It's promoting driving car using very space inefficient mode of transportation. I suppose we'll end it here. Thanks again for ProneTurnip for doing the tour.
Thanks for coming to look around.
All good. If you want to subscribe to ProneTurnip, I'll put a link on to his channel in the video. Also see his other trains that I've showcased on like several workshop creation videos we do, like I done with Jack. We've also shown some of your creations on those videos. So do you have any last words?
Thank you, I guess. Thank you for downloading this, and I'm glad it actually worked. I'm glad the download worked.
And lastly, be sure to join the journey with Jotrain. So that's what I say in every video. Yeah, anyways, we're done. Hopefully that was a proficient enough. We didn't actually I'm finished recording now. I'm just, yeah, we